after driving off the road and getting his car stuck in the gravel, he stepped into the absolute darkness of the rural fields of Taunton, Minnesota, United States. The young man walked alone while talking to his father on the phone. Deep ditches were hidden in the grass, old fences cut across the land, and somewhere in the darkness there was the distant sound of water moving through the night. For 47 minutes, Brandon Swanson described every step to his father as he tried to find the road again. Then, in the middle of a sentence, his voice changed. There was a moment of surprise, almost like a stumble in his words, and he said just 2 words. "Oh shit." The call went silent immediately after that. The phone stayed connected for a few seconds. But Brandon never spoke again. Hours before that call ended in the darkness, Brandon Swanson, a 19-year-old college student, had been driving alone along the rural roads near Marshall, Minnesota. It was the early morning of May 14th, 2008. After leaving a small gathering with friends, Brandon tried to drive home, but became lost on the gravel roads that cut through the region's farmland. At some point, his car, a red 1997 Chevrolet Lumina, went off the road and became stuck in a shallow ditch beside the gravel. The vehicle wasn't destroyed, only immobilized. Unable to move it, Brandon called his father for help. The conversation continued as he walked through the darkness, trying to find the main road. During the call, Brandon believed he was near the town of Lind, Minnesota. However, investigators later discovered that the car was actually near Taunton, about 40 kilometers away from where he thought he was. While walking, Brandon told his father he could see lights in the distance and believed he was getting close to town. At one point, he mentioned that he was climbing over a fence and entering a field to take a shortcut. The area is made up of crop fields, wire fences, and deep drainage ditches that are nearly impossible to see in the dark. After the call dropped, his father immediately tried calling back. The phone rang, but no one answered. Unable to find his son during the night, he eventually contacted the police. The next morning, search teams located Brandon's car, still stuck in the ditch beside the road. There were no signs of a struggle, blood, or any evidence of a crime. Tracking dogs followed Brandon's scent, leaving the car and moving across the fields. The trail continued for some distance, until it suddenly disappeared near the Yellow Medicine River, a small river that runs through the area. Extensive searches were carried out in the surrounding fields, along the riverbanks and across nearby farmland. Helicopters, volunteers, and rescue teams combed through miles of terrain. Despite these efforts, no trace of Brandon was ever found. Years later, Brandon Swanson's disappearance led to the creation of Brandon's Law, legislation in Minnesota requiring police to begin searches immediately when an adult goes missing under suspicious circumstances. If that urgency had existed that night, the story might have ended very differently. To this day, what happened after those 2 words remains unknown. The young man simply disappeared into the darkness of the Minnesota field.